Hey, there's no shame in trying things that people ain't never tried before.
Existing, living feels a bit spooky these days. A little scary. Every day I anticipate something bad happening. And every other day that bad thing happens. But these aren't isolated events, random occurrences. It's you, a protist, a germ, or a small organic building block of another system against the current entire whole system. Work culture or college culture or generally Western culture. You alone versus it entirely. If Flagler was being an antigen, entering the body, waving your antigen flag and getting just stomped on, just pampoozled. A living nightmare, and it really was. Flagler was the worst. Then this college excursion has been like sitting on a subway train with a raincoat but also with a rain cap, and you have the cap pulled down really low and you're just kind of whistling, reading the newspaper going, golly, I love whatever everyone else is doing. That's my favorite thing. And praying the immune system doesn't spot you. Riding until hopefully you can get off at your stop, at your body politic, your society, the place you fit in, or at least fucking out of here where boy whoosies are trying to kill you, will kill you if they sniff you out, and praying they don't. But it's been strange. All my heroes are dead men who fixated on women, God, and human arrogance, and swung big cleavers and accomplished nothing, and are dead. They're all dead, boys. And you're one of them. Maybe. Probably. Are you arrogant enough to consider yourself one of them? Maybe. Probably. Ooh. Anyways, I try to keep Skimmerlit and me separate because me makes money and gets through life, and Skimmerlit vents everything me thinks. And every time the two have crossed, bad boy hoogly doogly things have bambled, shoodled, even happened. Crossing truly you, Skimmerlit, and getting through life you, me, doesn't work. I recently made the mistake. I mentioned I entertained people. If you... That was a forced laugh. If you can call this shit entertainment. Very vaguely, of course. But after class, someone approached me and said, hey, you're an entertainer and you mentioned YouTube. What's your username? So I can subscribe to you. And being a people pleaser and completely stunned, I gave my real name out, creating a leak. It's a leak because this person, as wonderful as they may be as an individual, is part of this greater body politic, which you're an antigen to. They're like those little... You remember in Star Wars, those little on Hoth droids? The little black ones with the many arms, and they see you? That's what the people like these are. They aren't the main force. They have little individual power, but they notify the larger body that some boy is here. Some boy that needs dealing with. It's been really scary. I feel like a fucking retard for opening the leak. And my next baffle, my, what's the word, slip of the wrist, or butterfingers. How do you deal with that? Creating a leak, then patching it, but you can't really patch it, right? Because if you let it ride, if you do anything, they spot you. If you ask them to go away, they know you're someone to be spotted. It's a catch-22. You fail either way. Now, my goal was, hey man, I can bench a lot of weight, and I speak well in public, believe it or not, despite my fucking stuttering. So maybe I can corner them and ask them politely, and they'll stop. I don't know if they have or haven't. I have no idea. But today, you suppress who you are. You mimic who you aren't, and you appeal to who you hate. You're a small entity trying not to be swallowed. And not swallowed in the fun, good, lewd way. Boys, the way you should be swallowed. But in the bad way. In the, you are a foreign body in this species way. When you aren't a foreign body because people like you have existed, and you could build a society around people like you, but you're unable. The antibodies are too strong for now, boys. So you're destined to rise up and get chopped down, like all the antigens, your antigens before you. Which may not be a bad thing, but it is an uncomfortable thing. I don't know how to feel about it. To sum it up, really, it's spooky knowing you have something. You really have something, and not even in an arrogant, narcissistic way, although arrogance and narcissism are great, but in a way people acknowledge. People who like you point at you and say, hey, you're great, and people who fear you point at you and say, hey, this guy needs to get knocked down a peg or removed. The big cleaver-swinging boys before you, who swang harder and rose higher, are dead. They existed, yes, and thankfully, for your sake, thank God, because they're wonderful guiding myths. But they're dead, which bodes poorly for you, my guy. Really, this whole video's point was to show that you can be a flippity-flappin' hero, intimidating, physically or mentally, or both, or socially or financially, whatever, and still fail, not because you failed, but because the body, society, culture didn't like you. Antibodies sent against you. This wasn't your system. You could have been a key organ in another time, but now, today, you're a virus. Only a little narcissistic and arrogant on my part, boys, but really I'm terrified. I had a couple other videos planned, but this is the one I needed to make. 2, I wanted to throw a video with a vor joke in there because I'm sexually frustrated and confident, faithful divinely. And 3, this leak probably won't lead anywhere, but if it does, and it goes as poorly as Flagler's leak did, I really don't know what I'll do. And that's really bothering me. And I needed to get that off my chest before I could do anything else. Because so many videos recently, boys, you gotta get the monkeys off your back before you can talk about the monkeys in the sack, you know what I'm saying? The sack being gaming. Hardcore, pure gaming. Lost planet, extreme conditions, weather effects. Whew, that's the shit that really matters. But that about rippity wraps this one up. I hope you enjoyed watching because I certainly enjoyed making it. This is another weird video. I don't know if I'll keep this one up, but I really feel like a smaller part of a potentially larger system shoobled because the larger system is sending out antibodies, and is why everyone like you prior died of antibodies. Like if you enjoyed, because that helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't, because we do this shit sometimes, and comment your thoughts because I love hearing from you. I really don't know what you'd say in this comment section. Just say whatever. It doesn't matter. But thanks again for watching our video, really. We have so much fun on this channel. We have a lot of fun on this channel. So much fun, in fact. Well, I have a cardboard box. It's a little soggy, but as long as we keep the load light, I'm sure we can fill this cardboard box with enough fun for this channel. As long as we hold the bottom with our hands. And I look forward to doing this with you guys again in the future.